Good morning, Mr. Smith.
Morning.
And this is 3A03104330.
This matter, Mr. Smith is asking to change his plea to that of guilty. He does have a copy of the plea paperwork there with him. I did go over the plea paperwork, went over the rights he's given up. Maybe knowing voluntary intelligent decision to plead guilty this time, so we're asking the court to accept it.
Mr. Smith, I have a document here entitled Statement of Defendant on Plea of Guilty. Towards the bottom of it, on the line that says defendant's signature, it's blank. Have you not signed it yet just because you had no way to sign it?
Yeah, I wasn't offered to sign it.
If you had had a way to sign it, would you have signed it?
Yeah,
SCORE will give you a chance to sign it after this hearing. Do you promise to sign it at that time?
yes.
When you reviewed this form with your attorney, did he read it to you? Did you read it by yourself, or did you read it together?
We went over it together.
And was he able to answer any questions that you had?
Yes.
As I review this form with you, please stop me at any time if you'd like to ask him another question, okay?
Yep.
Is your true and correct name Jason Thomas Smith?
Yeah.
And you're 49 years old, and what's the last level of education you completed?
I completed my GED.
Mr. Ainati,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I should have put that in there.
You're pleading guilty to the crime of criminal trespass in the first degree. Do you understand the elements of that crime? In other words, what the city would have to prove if you were to take this to trial?
Not fully, but you know.
Do you want to talk to Mr. Ainati about it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I asked questions and I know enough to, I mean, it's not worth fighting.
I just need,
No.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you have more questions for me? We can go into a breakout room and talk.
I don't have any more questions. I said I knew enough to make this decision, and it's not worth fighting for, is what I just said.
Right, but I need to know that you know what you're pleading guilty to.
I do know what I'm pleading guilty to: criminal trespass in the first degree,
Right, but I mean,
walking
go ahead.
into the building unlawfully, I guess is the law, right?
Yeah, entering or remaining unlawfully. I think you stated it well. Okay, I will. I think that's appropriate. So by entering into this plea, you're giving up a number of very important constitutional rights. Among these are the right to a speedy and public trial, to remain silent during that trial, or to choose to testify, to see, hear, and question witnesses who would testify against you, to have witnesses testify on your behalf at no expense to you, to the presumption of innocence unless and until a jury were to find you guilty, and to appeal a finding of guilt. Do you understand you're giving up all those rights?
Yes.
The crime of criminal trespass in the first degree is a gross misdemeanor punishable by up to 364 days in jail and a $5,000 fine. Is that your understanding?
Yeah.
I know your attorney and the city attorney have an agreed recommendation, but the court does not have to follow that and can sentence you anywhere up to the maximum. Is that your understanding?
Yep.
Do you understand in the event you're not a citizen, a guilty finding on this charge may be grounds for deportation, denial of naturalization, or exclusion from the United States?
Yes.
Did anyone make any promises to you to get you to enter into this plea?
No.
Did anyone make any threats to get you to enter into this plea?
No.
Are you doing this of your own free will?
Yes.
In paragraph 11, there's a statement that reads, on March 25th, 2023 in SeaTac, Washington, in the SeaTac Airport, Port of Seattle, I knowingly entered and remained in the airport without lawful authority to be there. I know your attorney wrote that statement, but do you adopt it as your own?
Yes.
Is it a true statement?
Yeah. Yes.
As to the crime of criminal trespass in the first degree, how do you plead?
Guilty.
I will accept the plea. I do believe it's knowingly, voluntarily, intelligently made, and there's a factual basis to support it. Mr. Mercer, anything to add to the sentencing recommendation?
How are you doing today, Mr. Mercer?
Amazing. And there's nothing to add. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day, Mr. Mercer.
Thank you.
Mr. Ionati?
Mr. Smith is currently not working. He's not getting government assistance either. I think he's indicated he likely would qualify, just as not getting it right now. So he's hoping the court can reduce whatever financial obligations he has. He also understands that he can't go back to the airport, and he's indicated he can abide by that condition.
Mr. Smith, is there anything you'd like to say?
Boy, I just don't want to stuff my foot in my mouth. I have plenty to say, but I'm going to refrain.
Fair enough. Do you have any source of income right now?
I don't.
I'm going to follow the agreed recommendation for 364 days in jail with 358 suspended, 6 days credit for time served. I'm assuming there's 6 days. Is that accurate?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
$5,000 fine, all 5,000 suspended based on the fact you have no source of income. I'm making the finding that you're indigent, and I'm not imposing any fines, fees, costs, or assessments. And there's nothing mandatory for this charge. Jail time will be concurrent with any other holds, and the court is taking 24 months of jurisdiction. So you'll be released on this case today. For the next 24 months, you need to attend any future court appearances, have no new criminal law violations, no contact with SeaTac International Airport or the rental car facility except for valid travel purposes. So basically, unless you have a ticket to fly somewhere or a rental car contract, you cannot be there.
Yes, ma'am.
And update your address with the court and DOL immediately if there are any changes. Do you have anywhere you can receive mail?
I gave the address to my attorney the other day, didn't I?
Was it updated on the rights form?
I don't have that in front of me right now. It's 77 Washington, 98104.
Okay, I'll put that on here. Is it 77 Washington or 77 South Washington? I thought-
South Washington.
Okay,
I think it's South Washington.
all right, that's what I thought too. Okay. All right, I've updated it on here too. All right, thank you, sir. Good luck. I hope that you can find a job soon.
All right, appreciate it. Bye.
I'm gonna run this over to Mr. Betts now.
You're wondering why that's going on. I did